Hello everyone, and welcome to Linux Forensics here at Pen Tester Academy. In this video, we're going to continue to look at our pas2 subject system, and in particular, we're going to have a look at some of these new HTML or PHP files that have been dropped by our attacker. So we'll start by looking at this file that was called index2.php. Now, if we have a look at this, we're in luck here because the author was nice enough to give us all kinds of documentation. So it says this is a Poison Shell 1.0 by Dottie Hackman 2012, and he even gave us an email address. So here you can see that we have a username and a password which has been encoded. Not very well. You can tell that they are both probably equal to test from the comments, but you could also check this out. You know that they're the same no matter what they are, just because they have the same value. So here you can see where if everything matches, MD5 of the user that matches what's stored, and the MD5 of the password that also matches what's stored, then you get a new session. So pretty simple. They have a couple of functions that they've defined here. You can see that they're running a MySQL connect, and as with some of the other backdoors and malware that we've encountered thus far, you could certainly do some research online into this Poison Shell. Here you can see where they're connecting to MySQL and executing a few commands. We have some setup information on a style sheet, and here you can see where they've set up a screen that's supposed to look like a skull as part of this shell. So it's a web shell setup, fairly straightforward if you know PHP and how all of this works. What about the other file? Let's have a look at that one as well. Here is our index3, our Weavely backdoor that we discovered previously. Now, this guy is a little bit more complicated. So you can see that they've made some effort to obfuscate code. You have a bunch of strings that have been set up, and then there's a bunch of functions that are called. So if you step through this, here's what you're going to find. Let's start with this very first string replace. The help in Bluefish here tells me it will search for whatever the first parameter is and replace it with the second parameter in the subject. So it's going to search for n and replace it with nothing in this string. So if you work out what this is going to do, I'll just type it in here real quick. I'm taking out the ends, and I'm going to get stir replace. So this is going to become stir replace. So on the next line, I'm calling stir replace again. So it's been hidden, but not very well. And now I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to drop out everything that has SJ in it. So if I do that, I will get BASE64DECODE. So HBH is going to be set equal to base 64 decode. So this was our first item, KBH. This was our first item, KH. And here was our second item, HBH. And then on the next line, we are going to set KM equal to CREATE underscore FUNCTION. Create function. Making all of those substitutions, we see that Go is going to be create function with a blank argument, and then we have base 64 decode of stir replace of Q We'll replace it with nothing. And then we have $IY dot $GN dot $mom dot $SCV, and then we will call go. So we're going to create a function, and then we're going to call go. So let's work from the inside out again, and we're going to take all of the queues and remove them. So let's go ahead and use a find and replace. We'll search for a queue and replace it with nothing. Now, I'm going to paste these together. So I'll start with this guy, and I'll paste it into a decoder. And we see so far we have the start of a function. I'll go back to my program and see what comes next. What comes next is this guy. Looks like I'm still good here with my function. And then we have mom, and then the last piece. So there you have it. This is our completed function. I can copy this, paste it back in here, and this will show me what I'm creating. All right, so there you have it. After a lot of work, we have completely decoded this guy here. So this is what he's going to do. He's going to decode to this function, and this function immediately gets called. So if you look closely enough at this code, you will see that in fact the password is also embedded in this code. It's just a little bit obscured. So here you can see the HA, and here you can see the rest of it. So hacked is how it all comes together. So even at this level, this code is somewhat obscured. Well, that's all for this video. As always, if you're enjoying these videos here at Pen Tester Academy, please tell a friend. We'll see you soon.